What's going on, guys? What's going on? Currently in the New York lunch hour. So, looking at a couple of things here. Market, sold off going into lunch. There was a level that we came into that I was looking at here. Did take a long off of this 200 SMA on a 5-minute time frame. So took this long here, like this hammer candle, kind of took that long to see if we get a little bit of a back test, right? So I don't really want to get long right here. Realistically, I would like to see us reclaim 25,000, pull back, hold, and then go from there. Assuming that you weren't already long from the 200, like this is a prime opportunity here. This was a prime opportunity to take a long, was off of this 200. But if you didn't get that off the 200, you really don't want to be chasing anything right now. Market has been providing some volatility, enough volatility for us to make some money. Some people like it, some people don't. I personally like the bigger ranges because if you can fire off and kind of catch that first 1 or 2 trades, it really sets up the rest of your day, because you have such a big buffer at that point in time. So you can kind of have a little bit of profits to play with. You can take a couple of additional added trades, and that really helps things. Versus when the ranges are a little bit smaller and contracted, it makes things a little bit more difficult to kind of, stack up the bigger days. So for me personally, over the last week, I've stacked some bigger days due to the extra volatility, the extra range. So for example, right now, 5-minute time frame, ATR is sitting at 37. Normally, it's between 22 and 25, 26. Somewhere around there. I mean, we were a little bit higher than that at one point in time, closer to 40. So when you're getting an average true range of a candle that's 40 points and you're a scalper and you're looking for just a handful of points, normally I'm looking for around 10 points, right? And I say that with I say that open-ended, right? Because it doesn't necessarily mean that I need to get 10 points. Sometimes it's a little more, sometimes it's a little less. What I'm looking at right now is, especially on this 5-minute time frame, if we do start to confirm and get back down below this 200 SMA on a 5-minute time frame, I do have a little bit of a Bollinger Band that's kind of matching up with this swing low, 24,877. Anything down below that could bring on some more selling. If I was to go into the hourly chart, look at the previous hour candle. Not good, right? Got rejected at this linear regression channel. So this is going to be our firm area of supply. This is kind of our line in the sand to the top side, 25,120. Assuming we're trading below 25,120, you're more than likely looking for pullbacks if you're looking to bounce, or you're kind of starting to flip that bias to the short side. Now, for me, it's a tough range, right? I can see you taking trades long and short. Make sure they're scalps. And make sure if you're going long, you're buying off of some type of support. If you're going short, you want to be going short off of the pops, and you want to be fading those rejections in this range. Now, the support that we have coming up is 24,890s. We got a little bit at 880s, and then all the way down here at 845. So in between this range, between current price action now and 850, you definitely want to be a little bit more cautious. But I would love to see this. Sort of get below this 50 EMA. That's going to really open up the channel down to 840s and below. If you start to get down below 880s. So we'll have to see what market wants to do right now. But that was a pretty good flush that we had going into the lunch hour. Right now, facing a little bit of rejection here at this supply. So pullback, dead cat bounce, rejection. Again, I don't really see a long until we get back over 25,000, but we'll have to kind of see exactly if that wants to happen here. I could see a scenario where after lunchtime, we get back over this 20 SMA we get back over that 25,000, and then the market kind of takes out highs, right? So, you know, market's done some crazy things like that before in the past. Or we could just completely start to give up the levels here. If we really start to give up these levels, I mean, you got room all the way down to 24,750, which is 200 points. It basically put us at about break even on the day. But just kind of considering where we came from overnight, right? Look at the push up overnight, right? Since yesterday's kind of end of day sell off on that that little soybean debacle. If you look at that end of day sell off, and then you kind of look at when the markets reopened back up, it just slowly grinded up. Off the New York session, we had that quick fake out followed by that breakout to the top side here. Never really met that supply at 25,175. And then now it's kind of just pulled back into support again. So again, good little spot to try to get long, but you want to be careful just due to the fact that if this starts to give up, right? If this starts to give up, this is building out a little bit of a bear flag here. If it really starts to give up 24,912 and it starts to close below that, you're gonna see some more selling pressure. You're definitely gonna see more selling pressure. AMD having another good day today, up $16. Costco having a good day today. Meta's having a good day today. Tesla's in the green. Shopify's in the green. Google's in the green. You know, a lot of our big tech names are in the green. Let's see which one is in the red. Do we have anything kind of weighting us down? I don't really see nothing weighting us down as of now. Amazon essentially flat, down about $1. Meta's up pretty nicely on the day. Gosh, Meta's $717. Wild. Nvidia is essentially flat. I like to keep my eyes on Nvidia a lot. When the market starts to really move up or down, Nvidia can really have a chokehold on the overall markets. But AMD is doing really well today. So semis are heavily weighted in the NASDAQ. Again, we are looking at the NASDAQ chart. We're looking at the futures. We're looking at the 5-minute time frame, guys. I will be going back and forth between the 5-minute time frame and the 1-hour time frame. Two of the time frames that I like to trade. Kind of use that higher time frame 60-minute view as the overall bias. And then I'm trying to stay my entries with that higher time frame bias. So right now, 1-hour chart's pulling back a little bit. I would want to stay a little bit more short-sighted unless we reclaim 25,000. That would be the game plan going into the end of this lunch hour. Guys, make sure you're also hitting the thumbs up button, smashing the like button as you come into the room or you leave the room. It is what it is. I do this every single day anyway, so I don't really have a problem sitting here turning on the live stream while I kind of watch the price action. My day, like for the most part, is done. A lot of my trading is done between the New York Open and the first hour and a half, 2 hours. A lot of volatility this morning, so was lucky enough to be on the right side of those moves. But I normally sit here all day anyways. Take a few breaks here and there, but for the most part, we're watching price action, trying to see what we can do. A lot of cool stuff I'm seeing from some of the prop firms out there. Apex right now is 85% or 80% off with the $85 activation fee for the PA. You had Top Step throw out a 25% discount for one account, right? How much that's going to help, I don't know, but it's for one account. I just seen Tradeify is starting a competition that's going to start in November, which looks pretty cool. Tradeify is a firm that I've heard a lot of good things about. A lot of my traders in the community use Tradeify. I just haven't really gone down that road yet, but I might go down that road and pick up some accounts and then enter the competition, you know, for shits and giggles, to see what we can do. seems like right now for us as traders, we're getting a lot of the best of all worlds just due to the fact that there's so much competition in the space, especially in the prop firm space. Every firm is trying to one up the next firm. So, you know, really find the firm that resonates with you. For me, the firm that resonates with me, because I am a scalper, I don't really care about the trailing drawdown. Doesn't really bother me that much because I'm always kind of scalping 5 to 10 points, 5 to 10 points. I'm not really holding trades where I'm going to be in too much drawdown, 30, 40 points where that trailing is going to get to me. It's Apex, just because of the scalability factor on the 20 accounts, right? If they didn't have 20 accounts, if they didn't allow you to have 20 accounts, they would probably not be at the top of my list. Another firm that is at the top of my list is Top Step, just due to the fact that you can kind of trade any which way you want and you don't have to really worry about any type of denials. I also use Day Traders, which is basically a carbon copy of Apex. They offer 80 to 90% off a lot of times too. They have given me a promo code DEEANTHONY as well. Again, I do use them. I do have one funded account with them, so I'm not like really raking it in with Day Traders just because I don't really spend a lot of time with them. But to me, it's a carbon copy of Apex. So if you like Apex, you'll like Day Traders. You know, Top One Futures is another newer company. They do have direct to funded. They are pretty cool as well. I only have evaluations with them, though. Funded with Top Step and Apex at the moment. So we are getting a nice little push up here. We do have a little bit of resistance at this $25,000 mark, so be careful with that. 25,000, a little bit of supply here. So again, if you're leaning a little bit more bearish, you know, you're going to really want those shorts. You're going to want to see this area here, 25,000 through 25,020 get tested, so you can kind of start that short position, because with that, now you have a really clear stop loss, right? We break over 25,000, 15, 25,000, 20, that's your out, right? Just get out of the trade, because now it's got a lot of open sky ahead to kind of continue to ramp up higher. If you are looking for a long, what you would want to see here is probably one more pullback that puts in a higher low. And then that's going to be your indicator where you want to go, right? You want to go off that next pullback that puts in a higher low and starts to push up past that. So those particular levels I would be looking at would be 24,915 all the way down to like 24,877. That would be the levels that I would be looking at. But curious to know how you guys are doing today. Did you guys crush the market? Did the market crush you? Again, guys, use these rooms, these live streams. Again, there's dozens and dozens of live streams out there. You can go to anybody's live stream. Get involved in a community where it fits you, right? Because again, trading is a lonely game. I've been trading for 12, 13 years now. Always have traded equities, got into options, have transitioned to adding futures to the portfolio, prop firms specifically, just because of the advantage with the, you know, the amount of leverage that you can get with prop firms, and also swing trading as well for me with the equity side of things. So been doing this for a while, and trading can be a lonely game, right? You can kind of get in your head a lot. You can get into this pocket where you're kind of just constantly battling with finding new strategies. What's the best prop firm? What's the best deal? You know, what did this person do on social media? Maybe if I follow this person, they're going to help me make money. Blah, 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 blah. Guys, just get it. What really is going to get you to that next level is you got to just start jumping in. You got to just start taking trades. You got to start taking trades. You're going to lose a lot of trades. You're going to make some money. From there, you got to dial in a system, right? What are you comfortable with losing on a day in and day out basis? First off, how much money do you have to invest into this business? Because again, this is a business. Even if you are trading prop firms, how much money do you want to invest into your business? If someone was to tell me, hey, you know what? I want to get started with this, but I've only got about $100. I've only got $200 maybe that I can put towards something like this a month. Well, I'm not going to tell you and recommend to go out there and go buy 20 accounts, right? You're going to be completely overloaded. You're going to be so attached to the money because, again, you're not even, for one thing, you're not even going to have enough money to buy the 20 accounts. number one. And two, if you do start blowing some of those accounts, you're so attached to that money. But if you're someone that says, hey, you know what, I've got some change, I'm ready to kind of scale up, I want to learn how to do this, I would recommend starting off with, 5 accounts. Trade them individually, so that way you can kind of spread out and diversify your risk. You can definitely, every setup that presents itself that you like, every level that you want to trade off of, you can take one trade in a specific account. So if you really want to take, a 15-minute opening range break, dedicate one account to that until you get really, really comfortable at how you're going to maneuver that 15-minute opening range. If you want to use, I'll just use my strategy, for example. If you want to trade the 20 SMA strategy, maybe dedicate an account to taking 2 or 3 20 SMA trades, right? So if you kind of focus each account on a specific strategy, you're going to build some data, right? You're going to build some data. You're going to start to understand that, hey, you know what? Maybe I don't like trading the first 15 minutes. Maybe I like trading after the first hour, and I don't really like taking breakout trades. Maybe I'm a reversion trader. Maybe, I'm a range trader. You'll start to learn things about yourself. I don't like trading one mini contract because I don't like losing $400 a trade. Maybe my sweet spot is $200 a trade. So maybe you might be more comfortable trading 5 micros versus the 1 mini. Again, you got to learn yourself. For me, I would recommend to anyone starting off, if you have a strategy that you've back tested and works, trade your evaluations pretty aggressive, right? Between 1 and 5 mini contracts, because time is money. You don't want to spend 30 days, 45 days, 60 days trading this if you've already been in the trading game. If you're brand new to trading, meaning you've been learning how to trade for 30 days or less, then yeah, I don't recommend trading 1 mini. But if you have been in the business for a little bit, you do have a general understanding of the way the markets move, you want to be in and out of these accounts, either meaning you want to pass them quickly or you want to fail them quickly so you can move on. Make sure you allocate a budget. Make sure you stick to that budget. Don't want to see anyone going deep down into the hole, getting a divorce because you've mortgaged a wife and kids on buying evaluation accounts, right? It's not that serious. It's not that serious. Nothing is ever that serious. So with that being said, you want to be in and out. Once you get to the funded stage, that's where you want to really dial in your specific size. Again, what I recommend, if you kind of go out, Twitter's a good space to do market research. If you kind of go out on Twitter or X, if you go out on X and you really start to look at the people who are kind of showboating and showing off, hey, just took another payout on these 10 accounts or 20 accounts or 15 accounts or whatever. If you kind of look at some of the data, and I've been kind of tracking some of just a general consensus data, a lot of traders, they submit payouts between 30 and 45 days. It'll say days traded, and it'll be something between, let's call it 25 and 40 days. And that kind of tells me that they're not really making $1,000 a day, right? So it's like very easy to kind of see the big flashy gains, right? You see the trader who posts, the $10,000 P&L today, but realistically, what they're kind of doing is nursing those accounts nice and slow, where $150, $250 day, and they're kind of really stacking those up for a couple of weeks, building that cushion, and then maybe boom, one day the market just cooperates with their strategy. We're pulling back here, guys. Market kind of cooperates with their strategy, and they're able to knock out a bigger day and kind of boost up the balance a little bit. But overall, taking a lot of time to get to those payouts. I know it's very exciting. Once you first get funded, you can get paid in 8 days. You can get paid daily with some firms. You can get paid in as little as 5 days with other firms. It's really easy to want to go out there and just, fuck it, man. I've taken so much time to get funded. I just want to get my money back, and I want to make some cash, and I want to start getting paid. And then you go out there and you put on way too much size. You don't have a buffer. You don't have a cushion, and boom, the account is blown, right? So just take your freaking time once you get into these funded accounts, because once you have them, you can really leverage them to work for you, right? You start having 10 accounts that you're making, $150 a day. In 30 days, 35 days, you're going to request $1,000, $1,200 from those accounts. That's a $12,000 month, right? You're on pace for 6 figures a year if you can kind of keep up that speed. Guys, we're pulling back a little bit here. Who likes shorts off that rejection? Does anyone like shorts off that rejection? Got a little bit of support here at 24,932 into 912. If we can break 930s, if If we can get down below 930s, there might be a little opportunity here for a back test into this 915s. Again, scalpers only. Be careful, guys. Be careful. I'd like to see us get down below the 930s, but I do like the previous 5-minute candle rejection. Kind of came up into that 50 EMA, 20 SMA and got rejected. This little support here at 930 is holding us up. Right here, right now. We could also be putting in a higher low, so keep that in mind as well. Here's the 930s. There's the 930s. There's the 930s. Let's see if this wants to go down a little bit here. You do have a little bit of support here at 911. So again, not something that you want to get too overzealous on, because like I said, you could be putting in a little bit of that higher low where the market is going to shoot up to the upside, right? And the last thing you want to do is get severely trapped down here. So make sure, you know, if you are going to enter into a little bit of a short here, you want to have a nice stop loss, probably a 15-point stop loss, something in that wheelhouse. That way you can kind of protect yourself and be safe, right? Again, because always remember the 200 SMA is going to be one of your strongest moving averages that's going to act as support or resistance. So you never really want to go too hard against that, right? For me, I would like to see some type of closure below the 200 SMA. That would kind of signify to me that we're going to bring on some more selling and some lower prices. So good little 20-point bounce there off of that sweep. Good little 20-point bounce here off of this sweep of this, what moving average is this? The 200 EMA, okay? 200 EMA. ATR right now is still pretty high. It's 37 points. So also keep that in mind. A good reference for me on stop losses is kind of looking at what the ATR is and saying, I'm willing to risk half, right? So 37 points, let's say, you know, we cut that in half. I'm willing to put on like an 18-point trade, right? Meaning where I'm willing to risk 18 points on a dedicated setup that, you know, I've traded before, right? We don't want to necessarily chase price action around. But if you can find a level where, you know, you've got some area of opportunity, get into the trade, you know, take half of that ATR and kind of roll with it, right? Roll with it. Also curious, for those of you guys who are here, what are the live streams that you guys are watching right now? So which futures trading streams are you guys watching? I'm thinking about, you know, as we come into this Q4 here, I am winding down my year and trying to get ready for 2026. But I'm thinking about potentially starting a live stream show. Just would want to know which sessions are the most popular. Now, I would imagine that it's going to be the New York Open, right? The New York Open is definitely going to be the most popular, just due to the fact that there's so much volatility off the Open in that New York session. But I think it might be pretty cool to run a live trading show. It also kind of helps the time pass a little bit, even if, you know, even if you're not necessarily watching to like kind of learn, hey, I want to take every single trade that this guy takes or this girl takes, but as background, right? As background, like maybe it's added confluence, maybe it's just, you know, background noise, maybe it's just so you can, you know, help pass the time, so you're not just sitting in your own thoughts all day and you kind of hear a different take on the markets, right? And you can kind of either use that different take on the markets to act as confluence, or you can use it to, you know, fade, right? If you think someone wants to go long and you think it's a perfect area of supply where there's a potential short, well then, hey, you know, 50-50 trade here, 50-50 market, right? There's buyers and sellers for a reason. Someone's always on the losing side of a trade. Remember that, guys. But I would be curious to kind of hear your guys' opinions on that. And also to you, what makes a good stream, right? What makes a good stream? What do you guys like to hear about? What do you want to hear someone talk about? Do you want to hear them more teach? Do you want to hear more like entertainment, right? Because there's different types of streams out there. I've listened to all of them. I've been in this trading space for a long time, so I've definitely seen the more educational ones where they're kind of just going over levels and they're kind of just sitting and waiting for that perfect trade. And then I've seen also, you know, guys who are more on the fly. They're taking a lot of trades. They're scalping back and forth, you know, big flashy P&Ls, trying to pass firms quickly, you know, trying to get paid out quickly, more entertainment style, right? What's the kind of the best of both worlds? Like what would do the best? Would it be, you know, looking to really educate and take those one or two finite trades where you really are looking for a good move? Or is it more like, you know, challenge based type stuff where, hey guys, you know, we just bought 5 accounts, let's see if we can get these passed in a week. Let's see if we can take, you know, these fresh funded accounts from 0 to a payout in 3 weeks or 2 weeks. Those type of challenges, right? With trade breakdowns and stuff obviously along the way. So just kind of curious. Market does have some support here, so we do have a little bit of support at 24,935. We've got a little bit of resistance at 953, so we are trapped here. If we do start to punch back over 950s, you can see a quick shoot up to like 970, 980. So just kind of be careful here as we do break down. Remember that 200 SMA is sitting at 917, guys, 917. So we're really testing that area once again. Could be setting up for a higher low here if this doesn't start to crack through pretty soon. Kind of looking at all this support being built up here. If this does start to break through 917, it could get pretty dicey. So maybe patience is going to be your best friend here, unless you're going to enter with super small size and put a stop loss below 915. But I would even be careful with that, just due to a sweep, and then you could still see a pretty strong push to the upside. A true stop would probably have to be below somewhere in the 70s, to be honest, guys, and that's a lot of risk to put on. And also, what is your guys' what is your guys' number one problem with trading? I think for a lot of traders, including myself, sometimes it's patience, right? I know that sounds pretty cliche, but it always feels like when we get fixated to these candlesticks, like we start getting into this mode where we start trying to predict where the market's going, and that generally gets us into a little bit of trouble, right? When we start to really try to predict, like right now, it's very easy to kind of say, well, if I get in long and it pops back up, I'm going to make a lot of money. If I get in short right here and this does flush, I'm going to make a shit ton of money. But realistically, is it the best, right? Because in this particular range, you're looking at candles that, you know, from high to low can be 30 points, right? They can be 42 points. They can be 44 points. And if you're in with any kind of size, you know, taking a 40-point hit on a couple of mini contracts is pretty brutal to pretty much any size account, right? And then you kind of get into this, man, I really shouldn't have taken this fucking trade because, you know, if I would have just waited. So now you get into this mindset where you're like, you're trying to go back and back test and see what you could have done wrong or could have done differently, what you did wrong. And it gets to a point where it's just kind of like, yeah, what you should have probably did was just be a little bit more patient and actually wait for one of those levels to give way. So right now we are breaking through the 200 SMA, guys, breaking through that. I do want to see, does this put in a higher low, right? Does this put in a higher low? Like, does it come down here, sweep this area, and then start to wick back up? That's what I would like to see. If you are sitting short, again, this candle is 33 points. So if you're in the profit right now because, you know, you did anticipate the move back down, guys, it's never a bad idea to take some profits off the table, even take some partials, right? Even if you got to get down to one contract, move a stop loss to break even, you know, definitely do that. Because the last thing you want to do is be in profit 15, 20, 25 points and then watch this puppy shoot up against you, right? Because you can always find another trade and make more money, but you can never take back that trade where it's like, man, I wish I should have just taken profits, right? I wish I should have taken profits. All right. Lack of patience. Yeah, for a lot of people, Norman, it's lack of patience, right? It's always lack of patience. So many of us, we want to anticipate that move. I do like this sweep here. So it's like, for me, again, I can just kind of pass along things that have worked well for me. So it's like, in a situation like this, if I think, hey, you know what, maybe the market's going to hold here, high or low, what I would do, right? What I would do is get into some micros, right? And maybe put on 2 of them, right? So right now, for example, just for the sake of kind of like example, I'm long 2 micro contracts, right? So what I would do here and how I would manage this is, I know I'm not going to get too severely hurt if it continues to drop, right? Which again, the market is pushing down a little bit, so I got to be careful. Right now I'm up 7 points, but I would put a stop loss maybe down like 25 points. That seems like a lot, right? That seems like a lot. That's about $50 a micro contract that I would be losing in a particular situation like this. But if you really think about it on the grand scheme of things, putting on an idea and losing $100 is going to hurt a lot less than if I was to put on 2 mini contracts and be down $1,000. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can kind of start to play and flirt with those ideas, and then over time you build up that callus and you build up that experience of like, okay, I've taken these trades enough on some small size, and I've kind of seen how the price action reacts. I'm comfortable, right? Because a lot of times it's like we want to get in, but we're just not super comfortable or confident in what that potential move can do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can always kind of play with the price action a little bit. And again, you know, put on a trade with super small size. And for the sake of this fucking education, I'm probably going to get stopped out here, but it's not going to be like a devastation, right? It's not going to be an account blow up, right? And I've seen people, you know, I've talked to people who put on these type of trades, and it's like the middle of the day, or it's through lunch, or it's through power hour, and they were doing so well, and it's like the one freaking trade completely just devastates you. And it's like, there you are again, starting all back over. So it becomes, you know, almost a pattern. Like you're putting yourself in a hamster wheel, and you're kind of just going around and around and around. And it's like, that's why a lot of traders, they kind of fail to like really break through the mold, right? So I've got one idea in mind here. It's, we hold this trend line, we hold this 200 SMA, or I'm getting stopped out on a flush. That's it, right? And then you move on. And trading is just a game, and it's a numbers game, you know, where it's just a big basket of probabilities, and we've got to get the numbers in. Like, we need the volume in terms of trading, right? Like in trading numbers and taking trades, we've got to have the volume. So it's like, unless you have one particular strategy where you're going to kind of wait around all week for a 100-point move, and that's your week, you need volume, right? And that's the only way that the statistics in the math is going to play out. You've got to put on the trade ideas. You've got to take the losses. You've got to walk away on the red day sometimes. And that's really, really hard for people to do because they feel like such a major setback. But for every, you know, let's say $300 loss day that you take, you could run into an $800 winning day, right? So again, you know, don't get so overwhelmed. The market's not going anywhere in terms of it's going to be open tomorrow. It's going to be open next week. You know, you're going to get another setup. Your strategy is going to definitely present itself again. You know, so why would we get so upset over one trade, right? Over one failed move? It's going to happen thousands of times, right? And that's what's really hard for all of us, myself too. I'm not a perfect fucking trader. You know, I blow accounts. I reset accounts. I'll take a payout, and the next week that funded account is blown. It's happened to me dozens and dozens of times. But it's all a numbers game, right? It's all a numbers game. You stick to it. You keep showing up. You keep repeating the process. You keep building on it. You keep fixing and fine-tuning and refining. And you get to a point where trading doesn't become easy, because it'll never be easy. But you get to a point where it's kind of like, I know what I got to do to withdraw money out of this whole thing. And that's when you start to find comfort. That's when you start to find consistency, I guess. And everyone's kind of searching for consistency. You're never going to find consistency in a strategy. You're never going to find consistency in a level. You're going to find patterns that present themselves, but every outcome is different. Every trade. What worked on the 15-minute ORB yesterday might not work tomorrow, right? What might work on this bounce that I'm in now might not, right? So it's like, I can't predict what it's going to do. I don't have any control over it, right? There's no control over what this market's going to do. You got to just take your licks. You got to take your licks. That's it. We're out of that trade, guys. 24-point stop loss. Just got tagged. If it does get back over the 200 SMA again, I mean, I might consider trying it again, but we're still above this low of day wick here. So I do want to be extra cautious about trying to just immediately go short here into this, because this could just be a fake out. So current P&L 201.92 on this one specific account. We still got some cushion to play with here. And again, who knows? Maybe your stop out could set you up for the next trade idea that is crystal clear, where you do put more size, and not only do you make the money back that you lost, but you make big money, right? Big money. I've seen it happen. There's been times where I've taken a $300 loss, and it's like the next trade I'm in, it's a $1,000 winner. But if you blow it on that one idea, you never maybe get to that next opportunity, right? And that's all we want. We just want another opportunity. We just want another opportunity. Few of my traders in Evolution are doing pretty good today. Charlie is up on these top step accounts, 270 times 5. He's got some Tradeify accounts up a couple $100. B Twins, pretty nice day there. Caught a runner this morning, trailed using the 10 SMA on micros. 219, that's not a bad day. Burke's always killing it, $1,200 there. Houdini is up, or actually Houdini passed their evaluation today in 3 days. 25K account passed in 3 days, total profit 1.55. Nice work there. Tricky D up $43 across 10 funded accounts. We will take it. It's a $400 day. We will take it. Keep on stacking, baby. Keep on stacking. Elder up $442. A lot of guys are doing really well today. There was definitely some volatility this morning. So now that we've kind of broken through this trend line, I'm looking at this Bollinger Band sitting at 73s. I'm looking at this low of 97. There might be an opportunity here for a quick sweep of that. If this does not hold, again, remember, we're never gonna rush into the trade. It's either got to confirm the low, or it's got to close back over the 200 SMA. So we're not going to anticipate what the hell it's going to do here. We're going to wait for it to do it. Little sweep of the previous 5-minute candle. I do have this Bollinger Band. It is sitting at 872. Patience is going to be your best friend right now, guys. Beautiful dump there. Beautiful dump there, guys. Beautiful dump there. Beautiful dump. That's the sweep of that low a day there. That's the sweep of the low a day. A little excited because I did enter into a short there. Did enter into a short there off of that 5 SMA. Now that's what I'm talking about. See, that's the patience that you got to wait for, right? If you're like anticipating the bounce, okay, it's not bouncing. It's not really reclaiming the 200. It's not reclaiming the 200. It's getting rejected off the trend line. It's getting rejected off the 5 SMA. It's getting rejected off the 200. If it starts to fucking lose the low of day, that move might be fast, right? So you might be looking for a quick scalp. That scalp might turn into, look at this, from 880, 879 down to 840. That scalp that you're looking for might be a 30, 40 point move. Excellent. Excellent. We will take it. If you're long, I'm sorry. If you're long, I'm sorry you got stopped out. So now what I'm looking at here is you don't really have any support until down here at 760. That's a long ways away. The market can definitely dead cat and kind of back test this whole 900 area at any point in time. If you are not sitting short right now, don't chase this candle. It does have potential to go, but like don't really chase it. Let's look at the 1 hour candle here. We're getting a little bit of support here at the 50 SMA. Getting a little bit of support at the 50 SMA. We are opening up this new hour candle here. So if you are anticipating a flush lower, it's probably going to bounce before it goes any lower, right? Especially since we came into that 50 SMA. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. 'Good washout there through that low of day. So even if like you were waiting for the low of day to get taken, you know what? Your entry was below 875. That's still really, really good, right? That's still really, really good. "15-minute view is sweeping the 200 SMA. A little bit of support here at 823. Yeah, not an area where I would want to start a short here. Could definitely see this wanting to bounce. Could definitely see this wanting to bounce and get over this 200 SMA on a 15-minute view again. Market is getting a little heavy now, guys. It's a little heavy. Very, very heavy. Need to see a little bit more of a bounce before I can initiate another short. Current range on this 5-minute candle is 37, so that's a little bit too much risk for me. It's kind of just in consolidation mode down here. Guys, make sure you guys are also hitting the thumbs up button. Highly appreciate it. Highly appreciate it. Are continuing this flush down here. Just trying to think of if there's an area where I can get short. I would like to see a continuation, but I want to see a backtest into 880s. I just don't know if I'm going to get that. This market is very, very heavy. It's very, very heavy. Continuing to go. We're probably going to get down into 760s, guys. 760s is probably going to be where this is going to stop. 76, 70s is probably where this is going to be able to stop. Definitely want to be cleaning up profits, guys. If you're short, you want to be cleaning up those profits. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. 81.5-minute candle. Wow. We need to see the reaction here at 60s. What I'm looking at here at the 24,760s is a linear regression channel, guys. Linear regression channel. These channels play out so well. A lot of the times we respect these areas. Like, it doesn't have to necessarily stop on the dime here, but if you kind of see us come into this zone and you see us kind of sweep this area and then we put in like a bullish candle, You look for one more back test in that zone, and then boom, look for the reversal. If this is the market is essentially flat. I'm just noticing that the market is back to flat. But if you get that, if you can get that bounce, it's typically a nice one. It's violent. Let's see what the 15-minute chart is. 15-minute chart is also, I got a double confluence here on a linear regression here. 15-minute chart is also down into that linear regression. 30-minute chart is just off an absolute cliff here. 30-minute chart, you can see, you know, lows all the way into 700. 1 hour chart, again, is off of a cliff here. So we don't have any support on an hourly chart until 700s. Wow. The market completely gave away all its gains. If you look at it on a bigger scale, guys, this is setting up a humongous flag on an hourly chart. Look at this. It's a 4-day flag. Like if the bulls cannot hold set the 680s down to like, if they can't really hold 680s, 600s, you can get another continuation leg down. Let's look at the 4-hour chart. Same thing with the 4-hour chart. It's got room all the way down to 600. Daily chart, absolute massacre. The daily chart is so fucking bearish, it's not even funny. So the daily chart today has swept the previous day's highs, but got rejected at the 25 and 10-day moving average. This looks very, very bearish. Very, very bearish. There's that linear regression. 60s got absolutely destroyed, massacred. 60s got absolutely massacred. Son of a bitch. God, I wish I would have taken more. Guys, I entered so many like little micro scalps on this way down on momentum. We got this P&L up to 822.92. But I would have just held the whole damn thing. From 880s. Jesus, it was over 125 points. Woulda, coulda, shoulda, right, guys? Yeah, we're up 822 on the day. A lot of scalps though. A lot of scalps. So like for me, when the market is like when the volatility is up, because volatility is up, right? Like right now, for this time of day, for the ATR in a 5-minute time frame to be 44 is fucking insane. So when the volatility is up like this, it can be scary, because if you're wrong on a move, you can be wrong 25, 35 points quickly. The only benefit for me in the way that I trade, because I scalp, if I can get into these with 1-2 mini contracts and it starts to pay me quickly, it's like a $200, $400 win, $200, $300 win, $200, $300 win. And like I can kind of just scalp. Like I'm not gonna lie, like I scalped the shit out of today's market. Like I've taken 8 trades, excuse me. I've taken 8 trades. That's a lot. Like for me, that's a lot. And I have taken losers. I mean, I've taken losers. It's just the loser that I took was for $100, and the average winner here is, where's the average winner? The average winner is 333. So, but it's just like I'm scalping very quickly. I want to get in short so bad here and just kind of chase a little momentum. You know what I like to do as well? Maybe you guys can do it too. But like right now, I want to scalp so bad, but I don't want to like lose a shit ton of money if I'm wrong, right? So what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna go in 3 micros. 3 micros, and we're just gonna see if we can catch a little something here. We're gonna see if we can catch a little something here. I'm short 11 points, 13 points, 14 points, 15, 16 points, 18 points, guys. I'm out. That last trade was, honestly, it was only $72. It was only $72. But like you ever get that itch where it's like, oh my gosh, I'm missing out. right? I'm missing out. I'm missing out. I don't want to chase it. I don't want to chase it. You ever get that feeling? I get it a lot, right? And especially like when you're scalping, especially when we're trading these stupid prop firms, it's like so easy to click the button, right? But what I've learned over the past couple of years that I've been trading prop firms more like I guess serious, we should say, or more like consistently, is that like when I do that on big size, I get fucking smoked. Like I'll get fucking smoked, right? So what I'm doing is like I was already in short about 3 times already on this downwards move since we've got rejected at the 200 SMA on a 5-minute, since we lost the low of day. I've been short like 3 times for very small points, like 5 points, 10 points. Like, so yeah, I was trading 2 minis, so 10 points on 2 minis is not bad, but I didn't catch, I didn't catch a 140 point fucking move on it. It's not my style, right? And I've tried to do it. Again, so many people have said, like, even people that I work with and people that I trade with, it's like, man, a lot of the trades ideas that you have are good, but why don't you hold it longer? It's just not my style, man. It's not my style. I can't do it. Like, I can't. So like, I'm not going to force myself to do something I know I can't do, right? So, I've tried the whole, move shit to break even, trail it, take a partial. It just doesn't fucking work. I get so anxious, like where I'm like, I need fast money. And the only way that I'm content is like taking those quick 10-point profits, 8-point profits, 12-point profits. That's where I do really well. But there's times where it's like the market is just going and it's going and it's going. And I'm like, man, I was already in this move. I should still be in this move. What I've learned is scratch the itch by throwing on a few micros, because at least if you're wrong, you're not going to get burned. You are not going to get burned. And if you make some money, it's like, cool. We just threw a little whipped cream on this Sunday. We just took a little bit more off of that ass. You know what I'm saying? So, and that kind of helps me. That helps me like scratch the itch. Helps me scratch the itch. I don't know if you guys are like that, but that's how I kind of look at it. So right now we're kind of pushing back up into this linear regression supply zone, also pushing into this Bollinger Band here at 24,757. Be cautious here on a long. We need to reclaim that area before we think about getting long. And even if we do, this 5-minute candle is an 80-point range. Where the fuck do we manage a stop loss? I'm continuously looking at the ATR get bigger and bigger. It's at 48 points. So for me, I'm not going to put on a 50-point stop loss. There's no fucking way in hell that I'm going to put on a 50-point stop loss, right? So it's like, how do we manage? And how I do it, again, I just speak from how I do things, right? Like, I could give a shit less how everyone else does things. I'm just going to tell you how I do things. If I want to get long, let's say, for example, we reclaim this supply. Well, I know that, using low of day is going to be the best stop. So that's like 80 points away. The best I can do is 1 micro contract. Another thing I can do is maybe I can trade half of the ATR. So like 25, 30 points stop loss. I can do that. And I can trade a few more contracts. I trade 5-minute time frame. Like, I don't really see myself getting down into this 1-minute time frame. 1-minute time frame right now is reclaiming this linear regression. So like, we can use the 1-minute time frame, but it's just like, fucking these 1-minute candles are 27 points, right? 33 points. So right now we're trying to reclaim the linear regression. Like, let's watch the 1 minute for a little bit here and kind of see what this wants to do here. So in a situation like this, what you're looking for is kind of a pullback here into maybe 715, 700 that holds, and then it pushes back up over 750, and over 750, maybe we can take that for a little bit of a ride. So we'll kind of see here, like, watch the pullback, right? So pushes into supply, pulls back. I need to see it confirm over 734, maybe over 734. I can let it fly with a couple of micros. We'll see, right? We'll see how I feel. Again, a lot of this like price action trading is all feel, right? We know that the market is super weak, right? We know that. But like realistically, until we take out the low of day, it's not going any lower, right? So it can move down, but it's not going any lower. Big fucking difference. So even if you believe that the market is getting weak, well then obviously what you want to see is you want to see it push up so you can get a better entry on the short. So you're kind of almost playing into the idea that this market is going lower, and you can take a little bit of the pie as it's going higher, because until it takes out the low of day, the market is not going any lower, right? It's just moving down. It's a big difference. And just like if I take a long, it doesn't mean the market's going higher. It's just moving up a little bit into supply. And look at all these levels of supply we have. It's so stacked. 764, 832, 858. So here we go back again over this. I'm going to get in long here, guys. I'm going to get in long here. I'm going to use the previous 1 minute candle as a stop. So my stop loss is right in here. I'm already up 13 points. In a normal situation, I would have taken that. It's back down to 5 here. So I got to manage this trade really quickly, because I don't want to get fucking smoked on it. Previous candle's 26 points, 13, 14 points, 16, 18 points. Guys, we're out. 18 points, 18 points. P&L up to 981.98. Guys, the last 2 trades that I took, beautiful fucking trades on 3 micros. Again, I'm not trying to win the lottery here. I'm just trying to find this price action where this market can potentially bounce to. So on this particular trade, we used the 1 minute time frame. We got in on this break over the linear regression. We used the previous 1 minute candle as a stop, right? So it's like right here, that was their stop. And then you're just kind of playing that little bump up into supply. That's it. And I honestly, I want to be done. Like, I don't, because now we're just getting crazy. But the volatility is so high here. Even the 1 minute time frame, 30 points. I mean, there's enough here to make money still. There's still enough to make money. Let's get back into this 5 minute time frame. 5 minute time frame still kind of getting rejected here at this 5. So you gotta be careful here. Just a little dead cat bounce. Gotta be careful. Let's see how my guys are doing. B Twins made a little bit more cash here. Nice. $275.72. Beautiful. Hell yeah, I love seeing that shit. I love seeing that. By the way, guys, as you come in and trickle out, make sure you guys are hitting that thumbs up button, guys. I highly appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. I'd like to do these streams more often. It's just, for me, it's just so hard. My YouTube channel is so small. It's so hard to compete with some of the bigger firms and some of the bigger streamers that are out there, because I'm not quote unquote like a streamer. I just make educational content. But if we were to get more viewers, if the viewership was to go up, if the likes can get up, like I would consider myself a non-streamer, but if I can get 25, 35 likes per stream, we'll keep them going. We get 50 likes per stream, hell, we'll give out a 50K account. We get 100 likes per stream, we'll give out a 100K account, right? Like, let's get the likes up, guys. Let's get the likes up. That way YouTube pushes it out. So we do look okay here for a push. Is there an opportunity to get back in long? We definitely don't want to be short below 700. 50 points away, right? I gotta wait. I gotta wait for the next 5 minute candle. Maybe even if we're looking at a 3 candle push up, maybe we can catch a little something over 768. Over 768. It's just the range is scary. There's over 768, 770s there. We're in. Up 10 points, 11 points, 12 points. Come on, give me a little bit more, baby. No, gonna pull back to break even here. So I'm gonna expect a little bit of a pullback here. It's got to back test this 55 area. It's got a back test of 55s. I don't really want to be long below 55s. I don't want to be long below 55s. So this is a push right into supply. We know that. We have another supply sitting up here at 826. So at 826, that's your next supply zone. You got this 5-minute candle with a little bit of supply at 795. We're up 9 points, 10 points, 11 points, 10 points, 13 points, 16 points. Can we get one more push before it pulls back? Can we get one more push before it pulls back? 17 points. Push up, you son of a bitch. Get over 95s. This has got a good opportunity to get to, what is this here? 826. We're up 15 points. We're just going to take it. 13 points there, guys. We're going to take the 13 points. P&L, 1,027.76. Bang, 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 bang. Bang, 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 bang. Again, I'm trading like an absolute fucking maniac here. Way more trades than I normally take. What's the trade count up to? Yeah, we're way up here, guys. 12 total trades now. Average winning trade is 385. That's coming from earlier in the day where we had bigger winners with the minis. Now we're on micros later on in the day. And to be honest, you don't, at this point in time, I don't even think you need to trade a mini or beyond with this volatility, with the ATR at 50 points on a 5-minuter. No way, right? You can make some decent cash. And right now, the last 3 trades have all been with 3 micros. Has anyone else taken any trade? Let's get some more interaction in the chat, guys. Don't just sit there, don't just listen. Let's get some more interaction in the chat. Has anyone taken any trades in the last 30 minutes? Let's see what you guys are doing. Right now, we're back testing the 5 SMA, getting rejected a little bit here, a little bit of a hammer candle. So you want to be a little bit cautious if you're trying to get that long. It's probably not the best opportunity here. If anything, you're going to want to see it pull back a little bit more so you have a tighter stop before you go long. The only other idea here, which is not even a safe one, it's over 24,793, and then you're targeting like 820. That's it. So each one of these pops, you have to understand they're just areas for the shorts to reload, right? So if you're short, you're looking for a better area to short. Now what I'm doing is playing into that idea that shorts want this lower, but before it goes lower, they maybe need to move the stock up, right? So move it up into resistance so the shorts can have a better entry and I can take a little bit of that into resistance. For me, I would look to get short like between 890 and 920. Like that would be where I would want to see it bounce to. But if we can kind of continue to grind up, well, I don't have a problem trying to scalp a little bit along the way. And again, you guys have kind of seen the last few trades, you know, between 13 and 18 points, which is not bad, right? For scalping, I mean, it's not bad. But one thing I do know is I need more likes on this stream. I gotta have more likes, guys. All right, so we're kind of holding a little bit of a higher low here. Let's see. Resistance sitting at 809, so that's dropping a little bit from 820s to 810s. So realistically now, does this long become more appetizing or less appetizing? From 793 to what was 820s to now 793 into 809. Little less appetizing, right? So maybe now, if we do take out 93s, I'm probably going to let that go and see if it's going to get rejected here and then roll over once more. Let's get some different music going. Let's get some different music going. I don't know what the hell was going on the last screen. Some Zen? What is this? Oh, wow. This is super calm. This is super calm, guys. Need everyone to take a deep breath. Everyone needs to take a deep breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Guys, getting rejected here at the linear regression supply, sitting at 24,809. Resistance at 809. This Zen music is way... This is way too Zen. That's way too Zen. All right. So let's see here. Market is pushing up. This candle's 31 points. Previous candle 58. The low of the previous candle 734. Does anyone want a 34-point stop loss? Probably not. I'm gonna get in this with 1 micro. 1 micro. I'm targeting 805, 800. Targeting 805, 800. We're up 10 points here. Again, quit a normal situation with heavier size. I'm out, but I'm holding this. We're up 13 points. 14, 15 points, 17 points. And we're out. 16 and a half points there. Done. P&L 1063.52. See, I do want to make something clear though. With all of these little scalps that I'm taking them with micros. So we already had like a $800 day, $700 day, $600 day prior, and we get into the micros. We start taking $100 here, we start taking $80 here, $100 there. It starts to really piece it up, because you know the worst feeling in the world, and they're those 90s that just got tagged. You know what really can get to you as a trader is you're doing really well. You take the trade on 1 or 2 minis, it's not in your favor, and you give everything back and you blow your account. Like, the more money you make, you should not be sizing up and up and up and up and up and up. You should be sizing down and down and down, so you can still continue to be involved in the market and just kind of like pad your P&L. And there we go. It turned out to be a really good long. Guys, anyone take any of these trades? Anyone going long? Let me know if any of you guys took any of those longs. So what I'm looking at right now on this 5-minute time frame, we've reclaimed the linear regression. The 5 SMA is now curling up. So this long here, we've broken through supply at 800s. Our next resistance is 875. So that's a long ways up, right? Just keep in mind though, this is a dead cat bounce on a downwards move, right? So the market has steady been going down since about the first hour, right? The first hour of the session, it's been going steady down. So is this the end of day reversal now? I mean, God, we've seen some crazy shit happen even this past week, right? Like look at yesterday, market was just shooting up higher, and then all of a sudden you get the damn soybean news and the market goes all the way back to where it really started. You know, could it be a reverse opposite today? Could the market move all the way down and then move up to where we started, right? And that would be closer to 900s. So again, you know, keep an eye on these levels. You don't want to be short. You do not want to be short above 750. Okay. You don't want to be short above 750. You got resistance at 874. So looking for those longs, looking for those pullbacks. You know, if you can dip a little bit here, it'd be nice, but we might not. This looks like it's pretty good here. Little resistance at 860s. High 860s. That's so far away. There's 2 more minutes on this 5-minute candle. I want to see how the next candle opens up. If the next candle opens up and pulls back, but fails to get below this 5-minute low, there's probably going to be a continuation into those 850, 860s, 870s. And that would probably be a good spot where this market is going to rest. You know what I want to put on here? I want to put the VWAP on here. I know I've got a lot of shit, but we've already got enough, so let's just get some more. Where the fuck is it at? Oh gosh darn it. There we go. Where the hell did it go? Yeah, so we got VWAP sitting way up here at 940s. Look at the last time we got rejected. It was at VWAP. Boom, 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 boom. Loss of day, low of day, boom, down. How the hell do I bring this? How the hell we are gonna push up. We are gonna push up into 860s. I don't have a monthly charge.
Am I wasting my breath on you? Feels like my words are never getting through, yeah. Oh,
We are pushing up here still.
never said I hate you to someone so much before.
I'd like to see a pullback first, though. Don't know if it's gonna come. 850 to 860, a little bit of a resistance zone. It turned out to be a one hell of a bounce, guys. When we got that sweep through the linear regression and then we reclaimed it here over 24,768, that was the fucking move. Like, that was the move. Reclaim linear regression, break, retest, boom, and go. And now look at it go. You know, I want to see if this thing can get into 850s. I want to see if this can get into 850s before it pulls back. Pull back, I'd be looking something at downwards towards 790s.
I really hope you don't see tomorrow. I try to make nice with you, 'cause all you ever do is try to fuck up my day. And you are successful, but I know the truth. No, you don't have anything better to do. Everything you ever loved is trying to escape you. So why would I want anything to do with
We got a little bit of bullish momentum here.
fuck you?
So like if in this particular case, if we pull back and we hold over 750s, which is so far away, but the range is so big. But if it pulls back and it holds that, that's probably going to be the low day. Now it's just about finding that area where we can take a long, right?
I got my ticket for the long way round. And I was high before I left my bed. I take another sip to let the demons out. Yeah. I keep the bottle just to make some new friends. Yeah, me and my demons, we're best bros. Everybody knows we always stay close.
This looks pretty good. 850, 860 resistance. 850, 860 resistance. I'm out. Took another 7 points there on a little bit heavier size. Me, I'm just a quick scalper. I'm just getting in on this momentum. I'm playing the resistance. I'm playing the supply. I'm looking at the chart. Okay, is the chart going up or down? Well, right now, for the past 25, 30 minutes, it's going up. Where potentially could it be going to? Right here, the 60s. What did it do? Guys, price action. I mean, technical analysis is like, it's all you need to do. Just trust it. Is it going to be right every time? Absolutely not. Are you going to lose? Absolutely. If you size yourself accordingly, you're not going to get blown out. Okay, you might take a couple hits here, $100 here, $150 there, but you're not going to get blown up, right? And look at what it's doing. Like, have we not called these levels? Guys, you guys are here with me. We have both called these levels. We have looked at the same chart. We have gone from supply to supply, right? So a little bit of resistance here, slamming into that 20 SMA. Let's get the views up to 100, guys. Let's get the views up to 100. Let's get at least 10 to 15 likes going here. Let's get 10 to 15 likes. Let's get the views up to 100. Let's get the likes going here, guys. A little resistance here, right? Like, just as we were looking at, you know, what were we looking at, guys? The first level that we were really looking at was sweeping through the linear regression. That happened. The next level, if we reclaim it, where are we going? We're going right here to the 800s. If it gets over 800s, what's the next target? I'm not making these levels up and pulling them out of my ass, guys. I'm using supply and demand. I'm using moving averages. That's all I'm doing. And then I'm just trying to get in where I fit in. You ever remember when you were in preschool and kindergarten, they gave you a coloring book and they said, stay in the fucking lines? That's all I'm trying to do. Stay in the lines. Is the price action going up or is it going down? It's going up. What's the next line that we're going to go to? AKA supply, AKA moving average, AKA resistance, whatever you want to call it, right? Volume, whatever. I don't give a shit what you want to call it. But that's what happens, right? So, and how do you protect yourself? One, trade the right amount of contracts, right? Don't be an idiot. And two, well, if it breaks down technically, if it breaks down, thank you guys for the likes. If it breaks down technically, then you get out of the trade. Guys, I sat here and I've taken at least on this last hour and 20 minutes, I've taken at least 5 scalps. One of them was a loser. I'm not a winner. I'm not going to win every fucking trade. You're not going to win every trade. We're looking good right now. I'm not going to win every trade. You're not going to win every trade. But what happens is that if you just take the loss, boom, you eat it on the chin, right? Eat the loss on the chin. You move on. Guess what? There's always another setup. There's always another trade. And what can happen? Your next trade can bring you back to positive. Your next trade can bring you back to scratch. Because guess what? The market's going to be open tomorrow. It's going to be open the next day and the next day and the next day. I've been doing this for 13 years. Not prop firms, not futures, but equities, stocks, small caps, large caps, mega caps, options. And you know what? Every year we run into some shit. Every year, the market goes up and to the right. Every year, we have a correction. Every year, there's always some bullshit. And guess what? Nothing ever really freaking changes. Nothing ever really freaking changes. It's always the same type of setups. You always win trades. You always lose trades. What gets in your way is you. And I learned that a long time ago. Like 9 years ago, after trading for like 2.5, 3 years, I really learned, I'm like, you know what? I'm my biggest fucking enemy. I'm my biggest problem. I'm my biggest doubter. I'm my biggest pain in the ass is what it was, right? How can I learn to just stop doing stupid shit, right? How can I learn to stop doing stupid shit? And it really came down to just looking myself in the mirror and saying, you know what, you're an idiot. Stop doing stupid shit. You're an idiot. You're never going to get ahead if you keep doing the same old stupid shit. It'd be like me right now, guys, 20 SMA trade setting up here. It'd be like me saying, I want to lose 10 pounds this month, but I go out and I eat fucking cheeseburgers every day of the week. I eat a dozen cheeseburgers and I sit on my ass every day. Am I going to lose weight? No, I'm not. Right? So at the end of the day, it comes down to you. You got to do it. You got to get in the fire. You got to take the trades. We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles higher here. 20 SMA setting up. 20 SMA trade setting up. We're out 7 points there on that 20 SMA trade. 7 points. P&L is 1157 and 38 cents now. Guys, this is, if you guys have watched my YouTube before, here's your 20 SMA setup. Closure over the 20 SMA. The high price, 24,879. confirmation on the following candle, shot up to 897 from 79 to 97. If you have followed me for any bit of time, you know I'm looking to take those 5, 10, 15 point profits. So if I start going into the green, I'm gonna fucking take it. You're coming right into resistance now at 9.15. So don't go getting long here. Wait for a pullback. And where do you want it to pull back to? 850, 840, 790. You want to see those pullbacks. This is a 5-minute time frame. 5-minute time frame. Yeah, we're looking at the NQ futures. We're looking at the 5-minute time frame, and you guys are looking at a whole lot of bullshit on my chart, right? So we're just trying to stay on the right side of momentum. Scalp, scalp, scalp. And I, like, full transparency, my first long was here at 10:20 Eastern. Like, my first long was at 760. We are damn near 200 points up from my initial long. I have gotten back in long about 5 more times, but like I've mentioned before, and for those of you guys who have been around for a while, you guys know me. Like, I can't hold it. I just can't. I'm too fucking impatient. I've done the try to, you know, make 40, 50 points, 100 points on a move. And then what happens? It gets right to my idea, right to my target, and then pulls all the way back. So over the years, what I've learned is just, you know what, just get in, make some cash, D, and then get the hell out. And then find the next area. And if the chart is still going to be strong, it's still going to be strong. So look at, these would be the most important ones that I would use. The 20 SMA, the 200 SMA, the 50 SMA, and this is a linear regression. This is my lifeline. This is my lifeline. So again, in my community, we've tried so many things. We've gone to every single platform. We've done so much different crap, right? So much different crap. We've tried to code it. The linear regression is just, it's taking 50 previous channels and giving you a mean, and then it's giving you a 1 standard deviation off of that. So here's your top channel, here's your mean, and here's your standard deviation off of that, off of the previous 50 channels, right? Again, what are the settings? I don't know. Linear regression, channel 50. Like, there's no, I don't have to change anything. It's just standard, a standard indicator with TD Ameritrade, Thinkorswim, or Charles Schwab now. But that's it, right? Linear regressions, linear regression channels. And everything else, like all these other little moving averages that I really don't fucking focus on. The main ones I'm focusing on is my power trend, which is my 5 simple moving average. I focus on the 20, and then I kind of just use the 50 and the 200 as like confluence. I use the VWAP as a confluence, as a target. But yeah, mean reversions are great, right? Like, even though the market has been going down, like if you just look at the overall market today, I can actually look. I mean, market's pushing right up to VWAP. I can look. So the market is bearish today, and I've taken 10 longs. 10 longs, 4 shorts. You know, I shorted through the low of day here, this 850 low of day Pacific Standard Time. I shorted there at 10 a.m. Pacific. I shorted that. I shorted this 20 SMA earlier. I shorted something else. I think I shorted the VWAP rejection here off this like little doji, like inverse hammer candle. But then, like, a lot of my other trades were longs, right? Like, I took a bounce off of VWAP earlier in the day, and then I basically took about 6 longs on this fucking stretch. But like, so it's like, even though the market is bearish today doesn't mean that all your trades need to be short. But if you are looking for shorts, like this range is your spot. Like between 970 and like 920, like this whole range here, and let's blow it up. This whole range is like where, oh shit, this whole range, let me get it back. Like this whole range here is all your supply. So like if you are looking for shorts, you want to be shorting in this zone. And then obviously if we start to close out of like 970, you want to get the fuck out. Like you don't want to be in it short. Yeah, I mean, it's like I've tried so many different strategies over the years, and like I have like a handful that I go to, right? So it's like, you know, like bounces off of my linear regression I'll take, or 20 SMA trades I'll take, 15-minute, 30-minute ORBs I'll take, you know, bouncing off of a previous hour support I'll take. So it's like over the years, or like over your time in trading, you just kind of learn like what you can identify, and then you kind of just stick to the same things. So it's like every day, it doesn't really matter what the heck the price is doing. I'm kind of just like looking for the same little patterns every day. You know, bear flags I've taken, you know, like I look for momentum, and I look for where the hell can I put a stop, and then I use my supply and demand to ride the momentum. That's it. But it like if I was to really break it down, if someone was to ask me, how many strategies do I use? How many setups am I looking for? It'd probably be like three or four setups I'm really looking for. Everything else is kind of just noise.
You don't choose to be evil. You are. Do you know why? There is a darkness in all of us. We often talk about others as being evil, and we think of ourselves as angels. But we've all hurt others, made them feel broken or lost. We all want to deny that we have
I
feelings
would be looking for a little bit of rejection
We all
here
want to show our
somewhere.
brighter side.
You know, maybe if we can stretch up into the VWAP, maybe if we can stretch into like this 50 EMA, SMA area, I'd like to see us touch this and then have a pullback. That would be nice.
Villains may seem ruthless and heartless, but they would tear the world apart.
Guys, appreciate all of you guys for stopping by. Make sure you do hit the thumbs up button. Appreciate all of you guys. Let's keep these streams rolling. I'd really like to do more of them. Just, you know, the viewership has got to be up, right, guys? We got to build a little community over here. We got to get the viewership up. And, you know, we can definitely rock these things. Yeah, you got to wait for the right trade. You got to wait for the right trade. Yeah, I mean, between all of my setups, you know, between all of my setups, or like one particular one. I'll be completely honest. I probably take like 80 trades a week, 80 to 100. Yeah, that's between all of them. Like we're talking about like some days I'll take the 15-minute ORB breakout, breakdown, 30-minute ORB breakout, breakdown. Sometimes I'll take loss of day, like for example, this trade today, earlier, this, yeah, 80 to 100. So I probably average between like 5 and 10 trades a day. Like 5 to 10 trades a day. So Like today's an outlier. I've taken like a shit ton. I've taken like 15 trades, but a lot of them are scalps. You know, a lot of them are scalps, bro. So like a lot of them, they're like 12-point scalps, 15-point scalps. I'm just getting in and out. It depends. There's days where like I'll take 2 or 3 trades and I'll just kind of walk away, but depends on the day. Depends on the price action, you know. Maybe it's not 80 to 100. Maybe it's like 50 to 70 a week. Oh, I mean, yeah, like, so, like, I've built a lot of this data from when I was only trading shares and options. So I built all of these little areas to trade, or these patterns, or whatever you want to call it, this theory of how I'm trading, by just through a lot of trial and error, yeah, for over 12 years. And trust me, in the beginning, I mean, I lost a lot. Like my first 2 years of trading, I lost $45,000. I made a lot, and then I like lost it all back, and then it took a while, right? And a lot of it was just like self-destruction. It was like over trading. I used to hold a lot of trades options overnight, and then like market would fucking gap down against me, and I'd be in a bad spot. Oversizing, shit like that. I mean, in my Discord, I've had people who have like back tested like 2 years worth of data, like thousands of trades. It's like the strategies as a whole, like they hit like at about 65%. You know, like 60, between like 62 and 68% of the time. But here's the kicker, bro. Like here's the kicker, and this is where a lot of people go wrong. Is like, I don't care if a strategy wins at 30%, because I know profitable traders who will lose 7 trades, they'll win 2 and they will be profitable. I know traders who win at like 85% and they're not profitable, right? So at the end of the day, what it really comes down to, and I will tell you what my I'll tell you what my, not secret, because there's no such thing as a secret, but for the lack of a better term, right? Because my brain's not functioning right now. I'll tell you what my secret is. My secret is this. If over 100 trades, so I'll take that as a sample size, and I'll get that data from like the TraderBait dashboard or the Project X dashboard. I used to use TradeZilla. So when I get to like 100 trades, trading all my setups, doesn't matter what fucking setup it is. When I get to like 100 trades, what I do is I take my average winning day. Out of all those 100 trades, what's the average winning day? Right? No, I'm going to get into this. I'm going to make a good point on risk to reward. Because a lot of people, in my opinion, I think they fuck up risk to reward in terms of the way that they think about it. So what I do, when I get to a sample size of 100 trades, I will take my average winning day. What's that dollar amount? And right now, it's about like 285 to like 335 bucks. Okay? Average. Now, the last week, my days have been a lot bigger. It's just because of the volatility is up in these market conditions. But it's not always like that, right? Like sometimes we're a lot choppier. So if my average winning day, let's call it as 300, guess what? What do you think my average losing day or my daily loss limit's going to be? Just take a wild guess. If my average winning day is 300, what is my absolute max pain that I want my losing day to be? What do you think? $300. So I want to keep my average winning day over 100 trades, and I want to take that and make that my daily max pain. Now, here's the kicker. risk to reward on a trade by trade basis, I don't give a shit what it is. There'll be some times where I risk 50 bucks on a trade. There's some times where I risk 150. There's times where I'll risk the entire fucking $300 on a trade if I believe in it. And guess what? Here's what you need to get good at. If you take one trade and you lose 300 bucks, get your ass up and leave. Or we have the ability, go into another account, right? I'm assuming most of us have multiple different accounts that we can trade. Go trade another account. That account doesn't get traded. That right there, once I reverse engineered the math on keeping my average winning day to my daily max loss day, once I did that, and I know that, you know, on average, I'm going to hit about 65, 70% of the time, it's a numbers game after that. After that, it's all numbers. So I need the volume. Now I need the days. I need the trade days. Every day matters. Win or lose, I don't really give a shit, because it's always a one-to-one. Tomorrow I'm going to get it back. Or I can not only get it back, but I can make more, right? That's if 300 is my average winning day. What if I hit a $500 day, $600 day? You know what I'm saying? So if you're going to be winning like 60% of the time, 70% of the time, what you want to avoid is that one day where you have the loser, you don't fucking blow your account up. Because I've done it before. I've had like 12 winning days in a row. 200 here, 500 here, 300 here, $100 here. And then it's one day, boom, account blown. And that wouldn't have happened if I stuck to my daily loss limit, right? So when I started to realize, stop being a freaking idiot, stop having a, you know, stop being so like hard-headed, and understand that I need those losing days to get me to a payout. I need those losing trades to get me to a past evaluation, is when I realized that, holy shit, every day is the same. I just come in and keep doing the same thing. The days are going to continue to pass. The trades are going to continue to come. And as long as I work the numbers, I come out on the right side. Over time, where people screw up, they don't have the patience long enough to stick through it. They don't have the patience to test it over 100 trades. They don't have the patience to walk. They don't have the discipline to walk away on a $300 loss day or whatever your max daily loss is. Right? They don't have it. Like, they get frustrated. They get bored. They get anxious. They get overwhelmed. So it's like, realistically, I don't really care, right? Like, I can take a trade and lose $300 if it's the first trade of the day. Well, guess what? I don't trade that account anymore. I move on to another account. And let's say I make 200, I make 300. Well, I can continue to trade. Now I just have a bigger buffer. So now I'm like, realistically could lose $600 on the day, and that takes me to a max daily loss. And then, like, that's how days compound. Like, that's how I can go from, like, today was a perfect example. I started off very early in the day. I was up like 350, 400 bucks. And then I took one more trade, and then I made $300. So now I'm up, not only I'm not up $300, I'm up $600, I'm up $700. So now I have, like, theoretically speaking, like $1,000 to play with, which I'm not going to risk $1,000 on one trade, but you get the idea. But that's the hardest part. It's not the strategy. It's not the price action. It's not old Donnie Boy and the tweets. It's not the news. It's not the prop firm's rules. That's hard. What's hard, and people don't want to admit it, and they don't want to stick to it, and they don't want to own it, is what's hard is actually sticking to the rules that you made for yourself that are going to actually make you successful. That's what's hard to do. When you lose a trade, don't get me wrong, I get pissed off, you get pissed off, you get emotional, you get upset. Everyone does. You're human. You're human. It's going to happen. But, like, what are you gonna do to get over that shit? Stop crying about it. I see so many traders crying and complaining and complaining. You know what? It's everything. Everyone's fucking soft, right? And I'm not even talking about you guys. I'm just talking about in general. Everyone is soft. Like, we don't want to get our feelings hurt. We don't want to be wrong. We're embarrassed. Do you think I care? Like, I don't care. What's to care about? How much do these prop firm evaluations even cost? 30 bucks, 50 bucks? That's the cost of a trade. And I have a little bit of a different background where I come from trading equities. I come from trading options. I can't even take I can't even take an options trade and risk $50. Like I'm buying 5, 10 contracts at a time, going in $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 in premium. If I take a hit, I'm gonna lose like $500. So that's like 10. That's like 10 freaking evaluations on one trade, mind you. On one trade, and people start crying about blowing up an account that cost them $35 fucking. Listen, if $35 is a lot to you and you're trying to protect that, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but you should not be trading. Plain and simple, you should not be trading. Go get a side hustle, stack up some more bread, and then come back when you got a little bit of a cushion, because what you need is comfortability. And if you're strapped to the absolute bare bones and you're rubbing 2 pennies together to make a nickel, you are going to be emotional over every win and over every loss. That's the facts. And if you don't want to accept that, then you know what? You're not ready yet. You'll get there, but you're just not ready yet. What an A+ setup looks like for me is if we are breaking through a level of supplier demand that has room. Let me give you an example. Let me know if you're looking at my chart. Again, I don't know about, I hate saying A+ setups, but like this is a setup that I would take 10 out of 10 times. Let me know when you're ready. Let me know when you're ready. And yeah, you're right. There is no trading and crying. Like this is a cutthroat business. Like we're in the money game here. Like we're here, we're fucking animals, right? Like if you're not a dog, if you're not an animal, if you're not cutthroat and ruthless, pack your shit and get out. Okay, here we go. So look at my chart. I'm going to follow along with my cursor. We put in this high today, right? So I'm kind of just, I'm looking at the chart. I'm like, okay, if we have this high here, we're pulling back, we're pulling back, we're pulling back. Was there good short opportunities here? Absolutely. I took this short scalp here, right? Boom, little short scalp. But that's not really like A+, right? It's not like a great setup. It's just like a pullback setup. What I'm looking at here is this line, right? This is the VWAP. Okay, so again, VWAP, yeah, everyone's got it. We lost the VWAP here. The next area that I'm looking at and focusing on is this yellow line. Not really focused too much on this crap here. I'm focused on this orange line right here, okay, right here, and I'm focused on this 200 SMA. These are my 2 strongest levels, according to how I trade, of support. Support because demand, support, same shit. Because it's below where we were previously trading. So if we're coming from up here and we're coming into VWAP, it's support, right? If we are losing VWAP, we are below support. My next strongest area of support is right here, this 200 SMA. Okay, now here's where I start to say, this could be a really good setup. If we pull back and we lose the 200, which we did at 8:50 in the morning Pacific Standard Time, we lost the 200. If we bounce and we put in a lower high and it fucking loses this low of day, before I move on, I want you guys to tell me what is below this low wick. What's below? There's nothing here, right? What's below here? Like, does this black area look like all of this crap? Let's just establish that. All of this mumbo jumbo, the 20 SMA, the 10 SMA, the 5 SMA, the VWAP, the 200, all this bullshit up here. Look at this low of day below my last area of support. Is there anything here? Is there anything here? Is there anything there? Come on. Come on. Come on. Nothing. There's nothing until this linear regression, right? So here's my theory, guys. I believe that stocks trade from supply to supply, meaning resistance to resistance, and trading from demand to demand. Okay, support to support. So If we lose an area of support, i.e., example, 200 SMA, that's a strong level of support. Think about your long-term investors. Where are they typically looking to start a long position? Where would they like to buy a pullback? 50 SMA, 200 SMA, those are strong levels of support, right? The 200-day moving average. So on a 5-minute time frame, it's no fucking difference. It's the strongest level next to VWAP of support, okay? So if we lose that level of support and I have nothing until this linear regression, guess what I'm gonna do now? If we break this low of day right here, we did at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm fucking all short, baby. I'm all short. I'm loading in. Now you can take it in two different manners. You can take the initial break, which for me inside Evolution Traders, for my community, we call it the first entry. You can take the first entry, which means you're taking the actual breakout, the breakdown of that low of day, or you can take second entry. Second entry just means that you're allowing that level to break. Let's call this a pivot. You're allowing that pivot to get broken, and then you're waiting for a following candle to confirm the new low. And you can get short here at 10:05. And you're targeting the linear regression. Here's the kicker though. I'm not fucking stubborn, and I'm not saying it has to get to the linear regression. It has to get there or I'm not gonna take profits. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm getting in either on first entry or second entry, and I'm telling myself I want to get the fuck out of here before I run into this demand, because I don't want them to bounce my ass and then go from green to red. And again, with this kind of volatility, you're talking about breaking down below 24,877. It goes down to 832. I mean, this alone on the first break was 40 points. And I didn't even take 40 points. I took like 18, you know? So think about it. And then I double backed in here and I got in on the second entry. Boom, again, because I still have room to demand. Remember, if I believe stocks are going to trade from demand to demand, supply to supply, which is a little bit opposite than a lot of people think. A lot of people think, okay, I buy at demand, I sell at supply. I'm thinking demand to demand, supply to supply. I want to lose a level of demand because now that's showing me that it's weak. I want to go to the next area of demand. That's it. So that to me, again, if we want to classify it as an A+ setup, to me it would be an A+ setup. But again, like A+ setups, I mean, I don't think they really exist. I just think you have to find the best area for you to get in and take a trade. Now, stop loss, right? Everyone wants to know about stop loss. What would my stop loss be? That's why I have this fucking 5 simple moving average. The 5 simple moving average is your nearest shortest term sentiment moving average, okay? It's going to travel as close to the price action as possible. Kind of like the 8 EMA, the 9 EMA. I know a lot of people use those EMAs. It's like the same thing, right? Same concept. So for me, if we are trading below the 5 SMA and it's below my level and I've got room here, I'm not getting out of this fucking trade, or I'm not going to get stopped out if I don't close or break back above it. Does that make sense? It's like my gauge. It's telling me, stay in the trade. I don't care if it's bouncing. I don't care if it's chopping. I don't care if it's you're green, you're red, you're green, you're red, you're green. I don't give a shit. It's not above the 5 SMA, which let me explain this. If the 5 SMA is a supply zone, right? All the moving averages are supply, they're support, depending on if you're above or below. Then if it's trading below supply, should I be long or short if we are below supply? 100%. So the linear regression would also be a fantastic area, and we use that a lot, like on a daily basis, especially for like deep pullbacks and big bounces. So it's the same thing here. That's what set up all those 7 scalp longs that I took. We swept, and someone could go back and rewind the fucking clip, but when we were coming back, when we were coming down to the linear regression, I said, guys, wait for the break, wait for a sweep. Whether it sweeps it by a fucking 2 points or it sweeps it by 100 points, it doesn't really matter. If it breaks this level of demand and it reclaims it, that's what I call a remount. It's just terminology, right? I'm just putting names on shit. We just remounted the linear regression. We just reclaimed it. Isn't that bullish? If we reclaim a level of supply, right? So if I reclaim the level of supply, guess what I can do? I can get in long and target next level of supply, and then get back in long and target next level of supply, and get back in, target next level. Look at how it went from the 5 SMA over the linear regression to the 10 SMA. Broke it. Look at what happens when we confirmed the closure over the 10 SMA. Right to the 20. Supply to supply. Look what happens when we reclaim that low of day. We reclaim the 20 SMA, which you guys know that strategy. We went right into the 200. Supply to supply. Once I started figuring that out and just started following price action, things became a lot less confusing for me. And again, this chart is confusing. I don't expect anyone to fucking have all this crap on their chart. I mean, I've been using this chart for over 10 years, so I'm used to it. Like, I would recommend people to start off something like this. Where is it at? Start off with this. The lines, Millen, they're moving averages. They're moving averages. They're simple moving averages. It's the 5 through the 200. So it's 5, 10, 20, 50, 100, 200, and then linear regression and Bollinger Bands. That's it. Oh, ATR, I use ATR a lot. So ATR, I look at in terms of volatility, and I use it, for targets. I use it for stop losses sometimes. So it's like right now, if I'm looking at a 40-point ATR on a 5-minute time frame, my stop loss is probably half the ATR. So I'm looking at maybe like a 20 to 23 point stop loss. And then, for targets, I would, kind of look for a little something under the ATR. And I got that from trading options. So for example, if I trade Tesla, and Tesla has, let's say, $1.50 ATR or a $2 ATR, I would look to take half the ATR as a target, as a price target. And I just brought that over into futures market. So like, let's say your ATR on a 5-minute time frame on the NQ is 25, then, risk no more than 15, 17 points and try to take, 10, 15 points, take profit. Because now you're kind of playing with the volatility. You're playing with the range, right? We're not sitting here and saying, I want a 50-point target when the market's trading in a 20-point range. That's stupid. And I'm actually cutting it in half. If the ATR was 20, I'm looking to take, 10, 12 point stop loss, and I'm looking to take, 5, 10 point take profit. That's how I use ATR. Get the likes up, guys. Let's get the likes up. If you haven't already, let's get the likes up. So I'm going to get off the stream if we can get to 10 likes. I just want 10 likes, guys. Like, come on. You guys got to do it for me. Give me the 10 likes, guys. I mean, it's free to like the video. 10 likes should not be hard. We got to get to 10, guys. There's 9. There's 9. We got to get to 10. We got to get to 10, guys. So right now we are getting jammed up into all of this supply, right? So we're getting jammed up into our 200 SMA. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate the likes. We're getting jammed up into this 200 SMA supply, resistance, whatever you like to call it, right? Like, there's a new way of, not new way of trading. Let me backtrack. I'm not saying new. But a lot of people now are like trying to sound smart with trading. I trade icebergs. I trade volume shelf profile. Blah, 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 blah. Order blocks, this, that, and the other. Guys, it's all the same shit. Like if someone was to pull up a chart with like volume profile, would you not have some nodes here? Would you not have some high volume sitting here between 920 and 950s? Like if you guys use volume shelf or you guys use volume profile or whatever, let me know if you guys have got a lot of volume sitting up at 920 to like 950. There's got to be something there, right? There's got to be something there, right? It's all the same shit, guys. It's just different terminology dressed up, repackaged. That's it. Like moving averages have been around for fucking ever. Like I didn't invent the moving averages, you know? I didn't invent VWAP. I didn't invent supply and demand. I'm just using shit that's been here for a long time and going back at it. And also, like, you want to know how crazy shit is, guys? Like how, like when I realized that strategies are like assholes, everyone's got one. If I pull up a Fibonacci retracement from high of day to low of day, right? Look at exactly where we're getting hung up. The 50% retracement, the 51 to 61.8% retracement. We're getting hung up at the 50% to the golden pocket ratio, guys. So also look at the short through low of day. That was through the 50% retracement. We bounced off the 50% retracement and then we lost it and then it just sunk. You know what I'm saying, guys? So does that not match up with the levels that I have? And this is just using fibs. So you could use fibs to trade the same way, right? Yes, sir. Yeah, 50 sampling period. Like I can give you the definition that Thinkorswim gives. Again, I've given it out to a lot of people and like they just take that and they run with it and then they try to find it on their platform or they try to figure it out. Maybe they can do it manually. Like you guys can draw it manually, but watch. I'll do this for you. Again, because I put it on my chart and I've been using it for like 10 fucking years. Again, I didn't invent none of this shit. I just found the way to trade this stuff. What works for me. Just give me a second here. So I'm gonna post this link, but I'm gonna read it to you first, okay? Because it's very, it's like everyone always fucking wants to know what the hell's going on here. So Thinkorswim's definition of the linear regression channel 50. The linear regression channel 50% study is similar to linear regression channel 100%, with the only difference that the upper and lower lines are placed at a distance equal to half that is used in the latter study. Okay, so the parameters, the price used in calculations, the description, linear regression, line of price, upper line, okay, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. I want to get the bigger definition here. I want to get the bigger definition. Just give me a second, guys.
It's all in your head. Yeah, that's all she said. It's not late to fight, so come back to bed. Yeah, you are my gaslight, right in the dead of night, leading the path till the bridges have burned. No way that I survive, might as well say goodbye, 'cause tonight you're bringing me down. Bringing me down. Bringing me down. If I say how I feel, then I'm not a man. I know what I know, I don't understand. How you gonna burden me with this pain? Take all I got till I'm out on my own. Is it just me or am I insane? You're bringing me down. Yeah, you are my gaslight, right in the dead of night, leading the path till the bridges have burned. No way that I survive, might as well say goodbye, 'cause tonight.
Yeah, I don't really know. It doesn't really give a much better definition. The linear regression channel 50% does not have a specific middle line. Instead, uses a linear regression line of price as the middle line, which represents the price level at which the upper and lower lines are placed. The upper line is served as a resistance, indicating where the price is expected to stop, while the lower line acts as a support, indicating where price is expected to stop rising. These lines are used to identify potential price movements and trading opportunities based on the trend direction and volatility represented by the linear regression channel. I have no idea. That's basically it, guys. I don't really know. I just know it frickin' works. That puppy works. Yeah, I mainly only trade New York. I'm telling you, man. That I learned from someone. Old-time trader, right? He's just a family friend of mine. He's the guy who got me into trading, but his platform is eSignal, right, for trading equity, and eSignal platform had the linear regression channel, and then he's like, you know what? Thinkorswim also has it too, though. So, because like at the time, this is years ago, 13 years ago. eSignal, you needed like a big deposit to even get an account, like $50,000 account. It's like for bigger traders, right? And I'm like, I'm not putting that much money in, so like I needed just a regular brokerage and platform. But and then and I've just been charting with Thinkorswim. So even like when I trade prop firms, like I have the screens opened up like on another monitor, but like all I'm doing is executing. I'm just a lot of times market ordering in, market ordering out. And I'm not like charting on Project X. I don't chart on TraderVate. Like those charts are just empty. I'm mainly right here. I'm on this chart, and then I'm just executing on the other charts. Yeah, exactly. Like I don't really give a shit how these indicators work, where they're getting their calculations from, just as long as I know how to use them, right? And I'm going to use the bottom one. I'm going to use any one of them as support if we're trading above it. I'm going to use the top if it's above us as resistance. So it means that I'm going long, it's my potential target. It's my resistance. I want to take profits before we get there. If we're coming down into it, I want to take profits into it, right? Yeah. It is what it is. It is what it is. But I just know it works well. Like even if you go back to yesterday, it works every day if you come in contact with it. Like, look at yesterday, guys. Look at this shit. Like, you can't even make this type of shit up. Look at yesterday's price action. Yesterday we flushed through the swing lows from pre-market. Look at where we came down to. Linear regression. Look at what happens. Bounced right off of it. Look at where we went. All the way to the top. Look at what happens later in the day off the stupid soybean news. Held linear regression. Held it. Soybean news. Boom. Once we closed below it, that was it. Yeah, so trust me, I mean, I know I got guys like in the community who, like, I've shown how to use the 5 SMA to trail and stuff. And trust me, like, the way I trade's not for everyone. I know that. But like, they've gotten into where like they've taken a 20 SMA trade. Like, for example, let me give you an example. At 10 a.m. Eastern, we got a confirmation over the 20 SMA. That's a setup we're looking to take. It pushes higher, it pushes higher, it pushes higher, pushes higher, pushes higher. It doesn't actually lose the 5 SMA until like 40 minutes later, right? And it closed below it at 25,092. But your entry was at 25,022. So that was realistically like a 50-point move, you know? And you could just hold it as long as you're over that 5 SMA. Use your 5 SMA as a gauge. Like, so yeah, I mean, you can definitely go out there and target 2R, 3R, 4R trades, 100%. I'll give you guys a secret. When I first started coming up with the 20 SMA years ago, I looked at the 20 SMA as that entire bar was my stop loss. So in this particular case off the open, the long trade I was going to use, if I was trading stocks or options, it would have been a 47-point stop loss. People would get all fucking freaked out. Oh, that's way too much. Well, whatever. Just adjust your size. You know, just adjust your size. You know, trade 2 micros. You're down $150 if you lose. But then you're trying to target like a 1-to-1. You're trying to get 40 points. And that's how it originally originated. And then I've like kind of dialed it and refined it to like more of a scalper, like scalp it more. But I mean, yeah, you can definitely target a larger 1-to-1. You can target multiple R's to your one risk. Again, it all comes down into what you want to do. How do you want to trade, you know? So many ways to trade it. Oh man. But I will tell you this, guys. Thank you. Appreciate you guys for being here. We did get the likes up. You know, sad to say. Stick around, right? Maybe I'm still, maybe, you know, this stream grows into something. And you know, instead of looking at 11 likes at the end of the stream, we're looking at 100, then looking at 1,000. Maybe one day, right? But at this time of day, you know, we're going into power hour. I never trade power hour. You know, I don't really have nothing. I'm all talked out anyways. I feel like on futures, the entries has to be really spot on for me scalping. Well, again, it depends on what size you're trading, right? It depends. If you don't have to be spot on if you're trading 2 micros. You know, you got to be spot on if you're trading 2 minis. So like how you can combat that is just by trading smaller size. I mean, imagine you can trade one micro and risk 100 points. You're only going to lose $200 fucking dollars. Right? Now, obviously, you're not going to take a 5-point scalp. You're going to be looking for 50 points, 100 points, but it's all relative to the size. Like I tell people, you control your risk with size, not the number of points. You control it with size. So if you really, really like a setup, but the volatility is sky high and you're looking at 50-point candles, you're not going to go put on 5 freaking minis, you know? You're going to go put on 4 micros. But appreciate all of you guys. Catch you guys later. I'm going to go get something to drink. And probably get something to eat. I'll catch you guys all on the next one.